Hello everyone, this is the Sports Spiral, and in today's video I'm going to pick the games for college football week 4 and NFL week 3. Now I know some of these games are already happening at the time of recording this, but I'm just going to go with them with my picks that I made earlier this week. So, for my ongoing record, college football 3 weeks, 19-9 it's my record, and the NFL through 2 weeks, 20-11-1. So for week 4 of college football, it's a pretty stacked lineup. We have a few ranked matchups. So Georgia, they should have no problem with Kent State. Georgia is looking really good this year. And then Michigan, they really haven't played anyone yet, just small teams like, UConn, all those small FBS teams. Maryland isn't a great team, but they are a Big 12, Big 10 team, so will be a little harder for Michigan, but I think they'll pull it off, but I think they are an overrated team at the moment. Clemson, they're number 5. They're going against 21 Wake Forest. This should be a decent matchup. Clemson, we really don't know where they are. They had a rough season last year. On the decline. Are they really going to take a big step up this year, or are they just going to kind of stay the same, maybe like a 15th ranked team? So we'll see. This game is very important to propel them. They've got some big games later this year as well, against teams like NC State, Miami, and FSU, just to name a few of their future competitors. And then Penn State shouldn't have much of a problem. Baylor, they should be able to get done versus unranked Iowa State. Oklahoma should be able to get done versus Kansas State, but Kansas State, it's a team that has definitely upset Oklahoma a few times in the past. Texas, they need to not take Texas Tech for granted. I think this could be a pretty close one. And then Notre Dame, rough year for them, but they should be able to squeak by North Carolina. We'll wait and see about that one. Yeah, I think Michigan State has the advantage over Minnesota. Cincinnati should beat Indiana team that's not very good this year. Appalachian State, they've been looking pretty good. They're going against James Madison, an FBS newcomer, but they've been playing pretty well. So yeah, I have App State there. And then USC going against Oregon State. I've got USC here, but this could be a pretty close game. And then Tennessee, it's going against Florida in a ranked matchup, 11 versus 20. Florida, they started off looking good versus Utah, but Richardson has not been able to pass the ball well. He just hasn't looked like a veteran quarterback because he's not. So, yeah, and then Tennessee, they're doing quite well. This is the best Tennessee has done in a long while, being ranked at 11th, and this would be a huge game for them to win. And then you have Oregon up to 15th, but Washington State, it's a pretty good team, so I do have Oregon there, 34-31. Texas A&M should be able to go past Arkansas, and Arkansas is ranked 10th, I believe. I do not have that on here, but that's also a ranked matchup. And then you have Alabama. They shouldn't have much trouble with Vanderbilt. And then Ohio State going against Wisconsin. Wisconsin, it's definitely seen better days, but I think Ohio State is going to be able to pull this one off just with Stroud at quarterback. And yeah, I think will be able to get this one done with their offense over Wisconsin. Wisconsin's not a bad team. They've seen better days. And then in the NFL, the first one has already been played, so I'll skip over that. But Chicago, Yeah, I think they're gonna be the Texans. Texans are one of the worst teams in the league, arguably. Uh, Raiders versus Titans. That should be a close matchup. The Colts have not been playing well this year. They lost in a shutout to Jacksonville. Who knows? They may be able to keep close with the Chiefs, but this will be a huge game for them, because the season's kind of slipping out of the Colts' hands. And then Buffalo looking really good, should be able to beat Miami. I have it 37-31, but could be a blowout. You never know with Buffalo. They can be a really good team. And then the Vikings, I think they're slipped past the Lions. Baltimore's looking good. They should be able to beat the Patriots. Bengals not looking good this year, but I do have them over the Jets. And then the Eagles, they're looking good. The Saints are looking decent. The Saints just know how to stop the Buccaneers, which is one thing I noticed last week. Now, the Buccaneers won that game, but the Saints are really, their strong point is the Buccaneers. Uh, to them, the Chargers, yeah, they shouldn't have too much trouble. The Rams, I think they beat the Cardinals. Seattle should be able to beat the Falcons. And then a good matchup between Tampa Bay and Green Bay. That should be a great matchup. The 49ers, Lance got injured, I believe. So. Garoppolo will be going out for them, but even with Garoppolo, I think the 49ers can still make it to the playoffs and even a few rounds into the playoffs. Uh, so I don't think they're bad off at all. And then the Giants, they'll be going against Dallas, who does not have a good quarterback there. So I do have the Giants winning that one, and plus the Giants are looking a little bit better this year from what I've seen. So that is going to do it for this video. Please make sure to subscribe and like, and this is the Sports Spiral. Bye.